everyone, welcome to Tuesdays with the Pilgrim. Today we continue our journey with Christian with chapter 4, parts 2 and 3. Let's get to it. False Christians along the way. After these things I saw in my dream that Christian journeyed on in this happy state until he came to the bottom of a hill, where he saw a little off the way 3 men fast asleep. The men were wearing fetters. One was named Simple, the second was Sloth, and the third Presumption. When Christian saw them lying down like this, he approached them to see if he could possibly awaken them. He cried out, "You are like those who sleep on top of a ship's mast. Can't you see that the deadly sea, a bottomless abyss, is beneath you? Wake up then and leave here. Have a willing heart, and I will help you out of your fetters." Continuing his exhortation, he said, "If he who goes about like a roaring lion comes by, you will certainly become prey to his teeth." At that they looked up at him and began to reply. "I don't see any danger," said Simple. Sloth yawned as he said, "I just want to sleep a little bit more." Presumption arrogantly retorted, "Every barrel must stand on its own bottom." And so they lay down again to sleep, and Christian went on his way. He was troubled to think, however, that men in such danger should have such little respect for one who so freely offered to help them. Not only had he awakened them and offered them wise counsel, but he had also been willing to help them remove their fetters. While he was still troubling himself over these, he saw 2 other men come tumbling over the wall on the left-hand side of the narrow way. They were able to quickly catch up with him. The name of one was Formality, and the other's name was Hypocrisy. So, like I said, they caught up with Christian, and the 3 began to converse. "Gentlemen," said Christian, "where have you come from, and where are you going?" They answered, "We were born in the land of vain glory, and are on our way to Mount Zion to receive praise." "Why didn't you enter at the gate that stands at the beginning of the way?" asked Christian. "Don't you realize it is written that anyone refusing to walk through the gate, who sneaks over the wall, must surely be a thief?" Formality and Hypocrisy answered that all the people from their country considered the gate to be too far away. The usual way was to take a shortcut, just as they had done, by climbing over the wall. Christian was troubled by this and asked, "But since you are violating his revealed will, won't this be viewed as a trespass against the Lord of the city where we are going?" They told Christian that he didn't need to worry about that because what they were doing was a custom dating back at least 1,000 years. And if need be, they could produce testimony that would bear witness to the correctness of their approach. "But will it stand up in a court of law?" Christian countered. Formality and Hypocrisy replied that a long-standing custom over 1,000 years old would by now undoubtedly be deemed legal by an impartial judge. Besides, they argued, what does it matter which way we take to get into the way, just so as long as we are in it? We are in, you also are in the way, though we perceive you came in by the gate. But we are in the way too, though we came tumbling over the wall. Now, in what way is your condition any better than ours?" At this, Christian challenged them. "I walk according to my master's rule, but you walk according to your own vain imaginings. The Lord of the way already counts you as thieves, so I doubt that you will be found to be true men at the journey's end. You have come in by yourselves without his direction, and you shall go out by yourselves without his mercy." They didn't have much to say to this, except to tell Christian to mind his own business. Then I saw that the 3 men walked on without much discussion with one another, except that the 2 men told Christian that as to laws and decrees, they would doubtlessly obey them as consciously as he. Therefore, they said, except for the coat on your back, which we trust was given to you by some of your neighbors to hide the shame of your nakedness, we don't see how you differ from us." Again, Christian made a swift retort. "Since you didn't come in by the door, you will not be saved by laws or decrees. And as for this coat on my back, it was given to me by the Lord of the place where I am going. It was given, as you said, to cover my nakedness, and I received it as a token of kindness to me. I had nothing but rags. Besides this, it encourages me as I journey on. I think to myself, surely when I arrive at the gate of the city, the Lord of the place will know and accept me, because I will be wearing his coat. It is a coat that he freely gave to me on the day that he stripped off my rags. Moreover, I bear the mark on my forehead that perhaps you haven't noticed. One of my Lord's most intimate associates fixed it there on the day that my burden fell from my shoulders. In addition to this, I must tell you that they gave me a scroll that bore a seal to authenticate it. It was given to me to read for encouragement as I journey on the way. They told me also to present it at the celestial gate, to prove that I am to be admitted without question. Though you need these things, I doubt you have them, since you didn't come in at the gate." Formality and hypocrisy had no answer to the things Christian had said. They just looked at each other and laughed. Then I saw that as they continued on their way, Christian went on ahead of the others. He had nothing more to say to them, but spoke to himself, sometimes with sighs and sometimes with words of encouragement. He would often refresh himself by reading from the scroll that one of the Shining Ones had given him. 3 ways from which to choose. They all traveled on until they came to the foot of a hill, at the bottom of which was a spring. In that place could be found 2 other ways beside the one that came straight from the gate. There at the bottom of the hill, one way turned off to the left, and the other way to the right. The narrow way, however, led straight up the side of the hill, which was called Difficulty. Christian went to the spring and drank from it to refresh himself. Then he began to move up the hill, saying, "The hill, though high, I desire to ascend. The difficulty will not me offend. For I perceive the way to life lies here. Come, be strong, heart, neither faint nor fear. Better though difficult, the right way to go, than wrong though easy, where the end is woe." The other 2 also came to the foot of the hill. However, when they saw that the hill was steep and high, and that there were 2 other ways to go, they supposed that the 3 ways might once again converge on the other side of the hill. Therefore they resolved to go the 2 other ways. The name of one was Danger, and the name of the other was Destruction. So one man took Danger and was led into a giant forest. The other went straight up the way to Destruction, and was led into a vast field full of dark mountains, where he stumbled and fell, to rise no more. Shall they who begin wrongly rightly end? Shall they have safety at all for their friend? No, no, in headstrong manner they first set out, and headlong they will fall in the end, no doubt. Well, that ends parts 2 and 3 of chapter 4. Next week we will continue with parts 4 and 5. Christian loses the scroll at the Pleasant Arbor. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed today's reading, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Don't forget to check in on Friday as well, as we continue with, I can't remember if we're going to be cooking or telling a story or what, but it'll be enjoyable. So we'll see you then. Until then, take care, stay safe, and God bless.